We are here at the Rock Creek Recreation Area in Eastern Washington, and Peter kind of surprised me. He said that he found this campsite in the BLM land and that we would just be camping. What he didn't mention was it looks to be an old ranch that was acquired by the BLM at some point, and they put a campground down at the base that's free. It doesn't have, I mean, it has a pit toilet, but that's about it. You carry in and carry out, but it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of tucked in the middle of the mountains, and there's a hiking trail that goes right out of it towards the mountains. I think it's an old farming road, but we're about to go explore this old farm that I'm guessing the BLM acquired when they acquired the property. They just asked that you keep the gates locked behind you, and they've locked them because they don't want vehicles going up to the ranch. We'll take you along for the tour.
Farmhouse. It's actually pretty cool. It looks as though they've done a lot of work on this thing to kind of try to preserve the structure. They've sheeted it with some corrugated steel, and they've also covered all the windows with some wire mesh, probably to keep people from vandalizing and whatnot. But it's a really cool, man, this view is ridiculous. I mean, can you imagine looking out? Well, there's a nice view. At this huge valley and the river down there in the bottom. Man, talk about epic ranch location. Yes. That's pretty sweet. And it looks like they basically are trying to preserve all these different buildings out here, but then I guess somewhat have it accessible. They pulled the power meter to the house, and it'd be interesting to see what their plans are for out here. Here's the back of the farmhouse. You can see they've got all the doors locked. It looks as though they replaced all of them with steel doors. They have the wire meshing.
Looks as if someone broke out a whole bunch of windows. That's probably why they plexiglassed over the top of them. That's
had to close it all up. They got these little walkways here between all the different outbuildings, and those are probably their help quarters, I imagine. And then there's quite a few barn buildings too.
The Escure Ranch is historically significant for its association with stock raising in eastern Washington, specifically sheep raising in the Whitman County, and its distinctive characteristics of post-World War II methods of utilitarian farm construction. Originally constructed in the early 1900s, the ranch was operated by Henry F. Trubb, who became a locally prominent sheep rancher during the early developmental period of sheep ranching in Whitman County. His influence is noteworthy for an innovative ranching techniques and raising prize sheep for their wool production. Trubb was the single largest individual importer of sheep in the county during the early part of the 20th century. Following the Great Depression, the ranch became run down and infested with rodents. Purchased in the 1940s by brothers John and Marcos Escure, immigrants from the Basque region between Spain and France, the brothers established the Escure Ranch Sheep Company. They continued to expand the sheep operations by acquiring additional acreage and building Butler and Quinist-style metal buildings over concrete pads to deter rodent infestation and potential loss to wildfire. By 1950s, most of the buildings on the ranch were sided with the corrugated sheet metal seen today. The Escure brothers routinely recruiting and hiring Basque shearers and other seasonal laborers turned the ranch back into a successful sheep operation. However, a decline in sheep prices around 1954 prompted the brothers to begin cattle operations.
Good job, babe.
And I don't know when it became BLM.
BLM stole the property at some point.
Or they were gifted it. Who knows?
Yep. Well, it's really hard to see, but on the cliff back there, somewhere back there, there's a water pipe run up to the top. I'm guessing they probably used to have a water tank up there and just would gravity feed down into their house and all this cattle area for watering. Pretty cool concept. But look, more barns, out that way.
Yeah, it's a huge property.
And more this way. It is crazy. Okay, this building is epic. Man, and probably the best thing of it, check out this. The view of the whole valley. There's the bridge and the camper way over there. Oh man, that's straight up epic. Ooh, our epic camp spot for the night. Just pulled off here. There's a little camping area here. There's nobody here, but that's gonna be the view from our dining room window. And then up the hill there is where the ranch is. Then over to this side, got some picnic tables, little porta potty. Well, some of you guys are asking what we do when we go to camp. Well, it's pretty simple. We really just drive up, park the truck as we have parked it here. Sort of make sure it's somewhat level from the cab position in our seat.
It's more sleeping.
As in, we might drive forward and back a couple times just to get it semi-level, but we don't level it past that typically. Nope. If it's close, good enough.
How I know we picked a good spot is my little coffee pot doesn't roll in the morning when I take it off my cup.
Yeah, we have low standards for leveling.
If it rolls, I put the measuring cup in.
And try to keep our bed slightly head high. Yeah. But anyways, that's what we do. And then as far as the truck goes, all we do is open the back door. We don't have a step or nothing. We just jump in. Go ahead and hop in there and we'll show the full camp setup here. Oh, it's locked. All right.
All right, we're set up.
You're all set up.
Yeah, it's all set up.
Oh, we have our chairs.
Oh yeah.
We've been keeping our chairs somewhat set up, and then we've been just pulling them out. That way we don't have to fold them up and stuff.
It's really not that hard to fold them up though.
It's not too hard. The ongoing vacuum.
Oh, dirt gets inside a lot.
Yeah, basically we have to keep it clean.
Yes.
And that's our little vacuum named Murph.
And it goes right here.
And we strap him in down by our trash.
Yep.
That way he doesn't fly around or bounce around off-road. What you got cooking in here?
I just finished making Korean beef and rice and some stir-fried veggies to go with it.
Ooh.
I love good food. Took me a little longer than I typically enjoy cooking, but
that one.
This one takes a little bit of time. That's why we do it on nights when we have a little bit more time to cook.
Can't eat good out here in the middle of BLM land, I guess now.
You gotta eat good everywhere. That's what matters.
All right, looks delicious. Thanks for watching our fun video exploring around the BLM property. Give us a thumbs up. That will make us feel good. It is very nice to do things like that. And subscribe if you haven't. We'll be heading into Idaho next and traveling. I think we'll take the backcountry discovery route, go off-road through the entire state of Idaho, which will be pretty fun. And we might hit some other trails and some other interesting spots. And maybe we'll just share kind of as we go through the state, the cool things we find. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.